Alright everyone, so today we will discuss about marking assignment 1 and how to prepare for the Java Epics in the second part of the semester. So first let me open Canvas and let's see how many students have submitted so far. Data communication, no. Advanced programming. So now we have around 198 submission. So far I have 4 people with 7 days extension, and one person asked me not to deduct the late submission because they have just submitted only a few minutes late. So that student I will not deduct, but these people I give them 7-day extension, and you don't have to worry about them because I have created a different deadline for them. So when they submit assignment,
it's different assignment.
Yeah, so in the assignment, so the second thing is the list. So list of students. Have you all kept the marks of the demo?
Yes.
So did you have too many students coming?
I used up my entire time for both classes. Yeah,
All right.
Just mine. Non-stop.
How about you? Did you have any student that you asked them to go away to another class?
Yeah. Thursday, because a few students happen to be marked, so I asked them to go on Friday.
All right. So first, we will allocate we will mark based on the students in our tutorial. Okay. So the Thursday 7:30. This is Andrew. So I will change this to Andrew. And this class is Monday 12:30. So is it your class?
No, mine is Tuesday.
How about a Monday 12:30? Maybe Andrew as well. And this is Andrew 2, and this is Andrew 1. So this is my class. So Amir, I have to do the marking for my class. You know, so the Thursday 3:30
is mine.
Yours. So the also 1. So you will mark all the students in this list, and this one Friday 1:30. Is it your class for me?
No, it's not.
Your class?
So it's not my class.
Yeah. Yep, it's mine.
Okay, so hold me. And this one
It's mine.
your class, so also 2. And this one is your class,
Yep.
Thai 1 and Thai 2. Correct?
Yep.
And when you have the demo, so just put the demo marks in here. So let me open Eclipse and we will find out. So let me get you access to this shareable link. Can edit, and I will copy this link. So I'll copy to clipboard. So this is linked to marking sheet, marking allocation. So can you check that link to see whether you can access the marking allocation sheet? Still going on?
Yep.
Great. Now for the guidelines, have you seen the rubric? Ty, have you seen the rubric?
Yeah, but not recently.
Right, the rubric is in assignment. So if you scroll down, assignment 1. When you scroll down here, you will see the rubrics, and so we will mark the assignment based on the rubric. And to do the marking, you will click on the mark section.
Oh, can you close that chat? Because it's blocking half of the page.
Close what?
Wait. Maybe I have to do that.
So when you click on the mark section, you have to wait a little bit, like for all the students to appear. And so far I have muted the assignment. Okay. If you want to mute the assignment, then this is only the head tutor will do. So when I mute the assignment, all the marks and comments you put, the student will not see. They will not receive any notification. And when we finish the marking, then I will go to this, and then I will click this, and then click unmute.
Okay.
Then all the students will see their marks and the comments section. When you want to mark, the first thing you will do is to open this allocation sheet, and for example, go to your list. Let's say LOSO, and then you can put a name or a student code. For example, this one. And then you go back to this.
Ooh,
Yes.
ooh. I
Okay.
think that's not a good way to mark.
So what is the
Can
good
you go-
way?
Can you go back to the
This one?
to the grade,
To the gray, okay?
at the top you can see show all section. If you just click on that show all section your class, then you can find your class and just mark them.
But what if like 1 or 2 students in this list will not appear in this list?
We can compare,
Okay,
but I think it's the same.
yeah. So this is another option. So if your class is like Thursday 15:30, right? 3:30, then you can go to show all section, and you can choose the Thursday 3:30, which is here. Okay, so you click on this, and then this list will change. Oh, but it
You
doesn't.
can get an export. You can get an export and then import it again.
Wait. How can? But when you export, then the whole list will be exported.
No. Only this one.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, if you want to export as a CSV file, but you don't have to, because now you can click on this.
Yeah, you can. Actually, because it's muted, so it's okay.
Yeah, muted already. Okay.
Mm.
So now the first student is the same as this one. You see
Yeah.
it in your list, so you can start from here.
Yeah.
And then the second one, Srish Balasubramanian, which is not here. You see, Amir?
Can you look at the student number again?
Now
37000535. Okay.
the first one is in this list, which is okay. But the second one is not
Because I
in
think
this
no.
list.
I think the sorting is different. The second one is there too. That's the third one.
Sorting by last name.
Sorting by last name. So this one is sorted by.
Yeah, no, that should be last name.
This one is also by last name. Right. So to me, the best way is to copy the student number and put it in the search box.
Okay.
And then you can click on this, and then you can click on more details.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to marking that student.
Yeah.
To the marking page of that student. What do you think, homie? And then I click on the second one, and then I copy the student number, and I go to the search box and search here. Then I have the second student, and then I click on this, and then I go to the second one.
Yeah, if they're not the same, then that's the way.
Yeah, and then I copy the third one, copy the student number, and then go to the search box, and then I have this student, and then I click on this, and then I go to the speed grader, this student. So is there a faster way than this? I don't know.
Nah, this is fine. I don't think this will be what takes up the majority of our time anyway. It'll be mostly the actual marking.
Right. So when you go to the marking page, the first thing you can do is to download the zip file.
Yeah.
So you download the zip file from here, and it will be downloaded. And then you click on view rubric, view rubric, and here you can see whatever comment that you want. For example, for the demo, right? You can put like you have attended the demo and answered all questions, anything like this. And if you want to save the comment, so next time you don't have to type again, just click on the box, save comments. And if the student get 5 marks, then you put number 5 in here. Okay, put 5 marks.
Yep.
And for the next thing, just do the testing and then add comments. And if you want to deduct marks, you will deduct marks, for example 2 in here, and so on. Let's say I put some marks for this student, and don't forget to put comments. Okay, and if you want to save the comments, just click on the save box. 6, 3, 3, 2, 2, 6, 6, 5, 6, 12, 12, like 10, something like this, 8. Now the total marks will be automatically be calculated. 94, and then when you click save, the marks here will also be updated. So the marks here will also, so that's done for one submission.
Yeah, can I say something?
Yes.
At the top, when you look at the student name, beside the student name right now is a tick. That tick means it's done.
Yeah.
But if you go to the next student, there is
This one.
just anyone. You can see it's there's a little circle beside them. That means they didn't get marked.
Yeah. Which one?
And if you want to right now bring it back to the 0, just you can delete the mark.
So how do you delete them?
Oh, well, I don't have access right now to your canvas, but you have to put this back to 0 and all of them, then save it, and it's going to be again like unmarked. It's going to be circle again.
Okay. But do you think we need that? Because when we finish, we just
No. But you already marked this guy, so it should be bring it back to 0 again.
I understand. Okay, so when I want to go back, I just like delete this.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I click on, if you want to change the rubric, you just click on view rubric.
Yeah.
And then just delete everything, or
That's
right, so just like going back like this,
okay.
back to 0. And yeah, so later you can change, because I have muted the assignment, so even though I give marks, the student will not see anything until I unmute the
You
assignment.
can see at the top right now it's circle, so that means the mark is 0.
Right. See, I see. So you mean the blue circle here?
Yeah.
So later on, when we mark, we will have a lot of comment we save, and we can see the saved comment of each other. So when you click on this, there will be a list, and you can see the saved comments. So when I click save again, then there will be no marks for this. Another thing I want to remind you is that when you finish, in the comment section, you will put comments, some comment like this. I have like something like, I have finished marking your submission. Right, if you have any questions, send me email, send me email to your mail, your email address.
YA.
Yeah, whatever email, so you can send later, right?
Yeah.
And ask them, do not put comment below this comment, because you may not receive a notification. You know,
Yeah.
so whatever question they want to ask, they should send
Okay.
the email to you directly, and you can check. Right. Do not put any comment below this. Right, below this, because I might not receive notification. Right. That's all. You agree with me, homie, about this?
Totally fine.
Right. So after we finish the marking, we will put a message like this with our email address. So if the student have any question about marking the assignment, they will send email to us directly, and we will answer them.
True.
Okay, because you know, if they have a question and then they ask me, I have to ask you guys anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so the best way is like for them to ask you directly if you mark their assignment.
Okay. What do we do about people that send us email just that
No, they must have a good reason for that. Because when you deduct marks, you give the reason that you deduct marks, right?
So for each session, right, you have
Right.
to write the comment.
Yeah. So
in terms of some of these categories, can you go over what might make us deduct marks from people?
right, I will. So like later on when we have like an overview of everything, then I will like mark one submissions and show you specifically how to deduct marks.
Sure. Woo.
Do you mind if I shut this door?
Sure. Yes, homie.
Yeah. Well, are you talking or can I talk?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. What is the approach? Is being nice, being harsh, neutral?
Okay, the approach is here. Neutral. So
Okay.
just the first thing is accuracy. Okay. We will like, because we have the requirements and we have the marking guide, so we only deduct marks for the clear mistakes,
Okay.
you know. And so the first one is accuracy, and the second one is fairness. So we don't have any special treatment for anyone, so just deduct marks, and whenever you deduct, you should have like a clear reason why you deduct. Another thing about accuracy is benefit of the doubts. So the doubt. So what do I mean by this? I mean, if you are not sure about whether to deduct marks or not deduct marks, do not deduct marks, right? So benefit of the doubt mean if you are not sure whether to deduct marks or not, just like do not deduct marks. Okay. And you know, like other lecturers told me several times about this. So if you're not sure, just like give them the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
It means do not deduct marks.
Okay.
So you only deduct marks when you're 100% sure
Okay.
about the error. Okay. So,
Yeah. Otherwise, we will be in trouble because, especially in advanced programming, they're always asking for more marks.
exactly. So fairness and consistent. Consistent means that if you deduct marks for that reason, right? You should deduct marks for all the other students having that mistakes.
Right.
So it means consistent. And another point is the detailed feedback. So when you deduct marks, you have to explain clearly why the student lose the marks. And so the last point is to provide a marker email address in the comment section. So if they have the question, they ask you.
Yeah.
But if they ask you and then you change the marks, then you let me know. Okay, so because maybe they ask you to change the mark and then they ask me again.
Oh, okay.
You know, so we have like double adjustment, which is like not fair, right?
Yeah, it's better to see when you want to reply to the student, CC Woo.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So if you reply to student, you can CC me
Okay.
or later. But actually, you know, like you don't have to CC me. Oh yeah, but CC me. So when you adjust the marks and let the student know, then you CC me,
Okay.
so I can keep track of that.
I have a question.
Yes.
Anyone caught anyone in the demo that they found the code is not for them, or they didn't do it themselves?
Yeah, I had a guy. I actually wanted to ask about that. I had someone in the demo that I I asked them basic questions about that code, and then
Mhm.
he could not answer it. I left him for like 2 minutes, and he could not answer. Like a lot of the people in the code had they'd have like they just implement getters and setters for every single class, regardless, even whether they'd use them or not. And so what I did was a lot of people I'd go and ask them like look for the set late fee, and then ask him where they're using it in the code. And I asked him where he was using set late fee in the code, and he couldn't find it. And then I asked him if he had gotten help, and he said, yeah, he got help with the assignment. And so I gave him 0 for that, and I wanted to talk to you about it before I.
Did you take note about that student?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
name
I heard his name and everything. But I mean, like, yeah, I wasn't sure what to do about that. So.
Because the purpose of the demo is to make sure that that's their code,
Mhm.
and the student should be able to answer all your questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they could not answer your question, then you can deduct marks. In the,
Yeah, he
in the
couldn't
demo.
answer basic questions about the code.
Yeah, only so give them one out of 5 marks for the demo, and
Well, I mean, I told him I gave him 0.
Yeah.
and told
0,
him
that's fine.
I
You know.
was going to talk to you about it. So.
Yeah, Tyler, I had exactly the same case with the girl, and I asked her, who did this code for you? Because obviously she couldn't do anything, because I asked her to add another type of property. If you want to add another type of property, just tell me what to do.
all right.
And she couldn't answer us, and she looked for classes, and she was totally lost. And I said, well, I tell you, you need to just add one class. You have premium, you have also apartment. So now I'm asking you to add villa.
Mm-hmm.
What do you need to do? She still couldn't say. So anyway, I asked her to be honest and just tell me, how did you make this application? And she said, my friends helped me.
Yeah.
And I said, well, that's okay. Well, I'm not giving you the demo. But, you know, we can't prove anything. The only thing is deduct the demo mark.
Okay, and but you know, the school allows them to get some help, right? So as long as they do not copy 100% from someone else, they can work with other students, and they can work together, get some help. You know, as long as it is not like a blatant plagiarism case. Right?
Yeah, but I mean, how do you tell if it's plagiarism? Like, I mean, if they can't answer questions about the code,
Yeah.
then
You know, another thing is even if they cannot answer questions, I would give them like 0 out of 5 for the demo,
yeah,
but I cannot deduct any more marks, right? I have to have more evidence.
But yeah, this is the problem with
Right.
saying plagiarism. Is it's like I have a student that shows up that can't answer basic questions about the code. I mean, you know, what is blatant plagiarism? I mean, do I have to actually like find the guy's like forum post asking for help with this assignment?
I know. So I have another in the next slide I tell about plagiarism, like things like this. And so in the next slide I will talk about plagiarism and how do you report a plagiarism case. So
Thank you.
so back here, if the student cannot answer your questions, then you go to the view rubric and you say that in the demo you could not answer any of my questions. So that's why you lose mark for the demo and give them 0 out of 5 for this. Okay.
Or if they didn't show up.
They did not show up.
So I think lots of students, they didn't.
Yeah. So sounds.
Yes. So you just specify that you did not come to the class for the demo. So I give you 0 for the demo. And later, you know, if student show me the evidence that they came to class, then I will go back to the rubric and change. So don't worry.
I just have a question. How should I get other demo marks to see, or for example, your class?
Or we can put them on the spreadsheet.
Yep. So for all the demo marks, you can put it in here. Okay. So
So I can go into like yours and
Yeah.
and say.
so now you have access to this. Whatever demo marks you have, you put it in here. So
comments.
so not only you see the demo for in your class, but also you see if the student in your class come to other classes, then the
Okay,
demo
that's
demo
good.
marks will be
That's
here.
good.
Yeah.
All right, and now you see, because I have saved the comment, so when I click on this, you see, when I click on this, I have this. So next time you don't have to type anymore. Just click on this and select the comment, and it will be here. You see, Ty?
Yeah.
Nice.
This is what,
So-
I understand.
So whatever comment that you think that can be reused, right?
Yeah.
So you click on the save box, so we can all have access to the save comment.
Yeah.
This like this, you see. So I can click on this and I can select the comments.
This won't be the part. The part that I'm going to struggle with is in terms of like what actual number to give them in terms of marks.
About this, right?
I mean, so the add apartment, all of this first stuff is very straightforward.
Yeah.
But in terms of polymorphism, how strict do you want to be about polymorphism?
Right. So I will talk about this later. Now we are done for that, and now let's go back to the slide. And when you give some feedback, just write the feedback nicely. Nicely means like do not like right. That's point is very important, because some students they email me say that they have spent a lot of time, overnight, stay up overnight, more than 40
right.
hours a week to work on the assignments.
Uh-huh.
So when we deduct marks, just put a comment nicely that, for example, like you should have done so. You should have done it better, for example, in another way or something, blah blah blah. So just put it as nice as you can.
Okay.
Right. Okay, the next slide is about so tutors mark students in their own classes. So each of you have 2 classes, so you mark 2, and I have 1 class, and Homie have 1 class, so we will mark our own class.
Yeah.
And remember to include the demo marks. Now about late penalty, right? You know about late penalty? It is in the assignment, so
10% per day, right?
10% per day. But when we apply late penalty, then there's a few things I want to mention. So assignments. So in the assignment section, I have described clearly about late penalty. So standard RMIT late penalty of 10% per day of the full marks. So this is 10% of the full marks, not the total marks that they have got.
So the full marks.
The full mark is 100.
Right.
So 10% per day is like 10 marks. 10 marks, 10 marks for 1 day late.
Wait. So are you saying that if they get 90 out of 100,
Yeah.
is it 10% of 90 or 10%?
No, 10% of 100.
So I take 10 marks off.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
10 marks of 90.
10 marks every day.
Yes.
Okay.
Because 10% of 90 is like 9 marks, right?
Yeah. That's what I was.
Like something like that. But this is 10% of the full marks.
So so it's 10 marks per day.
Yeah.
All right.
10 marks per day. So maximum of 5 days.
In your assignment spec, you mentioned that if someone submits the .class files, to give them 0. In your assignment spec. Let me bring up.
I know, but let me ask, Homie, how about late penalty in other subjects, like in software engineer, how the late penalty works?
Well, it depends on your approach, because as I said, if you want to be nice or you want to be very strict by the book, I always use my judgment to see if the student have enough good reason for the being late.
Yeah.
Then it's okay. But if it's not, usually if it's 10%, I don't put the 10%. I started with 5%, and then if they really have no reason and it's really late, like 3 days, 4 days, I usually have no forgiveness for 4 days or 3 days, but 1 or 2 days, I have some forgiveness for them. And I know Lawrence is like that, Andy is like that, Isaac is like that as well. So the people who I'm working, or when I have a course as a coordinator, is doing the same thing.
Okay.
It depends on you. If you tell us 10% everyone, then we do it. But it's a little bit harsh, I think, because usually, here is RMIT, not MIT. We have to know that.
Yes, I know.
And we get enrollment with the students with different background, like hotel management.
I see.
And we have to know that those students, they have no background, and courses like advanced programming for them is like a nightmare.
I know, but like for me, for example, in the course like mobile application development,
Mm-hmm.
in the late submission, I will show you
Mm-hmm.
assignment 1. I just like follow the other. You see, exactly standard RMIT late penalty of 10% per day at full marks.
Vu,
Yeah.
every lecturer has his own approach.
Okay.
I started working in RMIT with Lawrence, and he's my mentor as well. So I found in RMIT being harsh is not really good thing,
I know.
or sometimes following the book. And also,
I don't want to be harsh as well. So
yeah, and also you have that power to make your own decision. RMIT rules is RMIT rules. That's fine.
Yeah.
But you can also make your own policy, and it's up to you.
For me, I don't want to be harsh, right?
Yeah,
So
okay.
to me, 10% per day is also harsh. And
Okay, what we do usually, me and Andy, we used to first mark everyone. When it's finished, we had a meeting and sit down, look at all the lates, and see what we can do for them
okay.
in one meeting. So, and then we finalize all of them.
So in this case, we do not deduct late submission,
Yes.
late penalty. Okay, Ty? We do not deduct. So
Where
let's,
no late penalty.
no late penalty
regardless of
apply.
days?
Yeah. So later on, I will decide, right?
Okay.
Personally decide, and I will change myself. So
Alright.
so late penalty. So just delete this and do not apply late penalty to any submission. So this part I will make it red. Where's the color? I don't know.
I think it's in the triple dots.
Border, fill,
It's in the triple dots.
triple dot. Oh yes. Okay, make it bold. So do not apply late penalty. And for me as a head tutor, I will personally decide how to apply late penalty before I release the results. So don't worry.
Okay.
Another thing is, before I ban the use of dynamic collection, but after my lecture, some students ask me whether they can use, so I already accept. So you do not deduct marks for array list and exception.
Okay.
And automated diagram is also acceptable, but it has to be correct. Have you seen my announcement about that?
Yeah, but
In my announcement,
Which one are we talking about?
not this one, announcement. I like on Friday night I created this announcement how to create correct class diagram for assignment 1. So in here I show my expectation about the UML and say that they can use LucidChat or they can use the auto-generated diagram, but that has to be a correct diagram.
Yeah.
And I give them some example here about the correct notation already. Okay, so something like this, and they have to use something like this with the public, private, protected packages, and these kind of notations. So all the relationships. So in the diagram, if they have something like this, maybe in the discussions, let me go to assignment 1 discussions. Like some student asked me about diagram like this, which is clearly not correct. For me, what do you think about this diagram?
Yeah, that's rubbish.
This is not correct, okay?
Yeah.
So when you see diagram like this,
Come on.
how many marks, right? Let me go back to the assignment.
Yeah, the associations and relations between classes must be clear.
So here, if you want to see the description, you click on this detail, and here I would give like 1 out of 6. For me, I will never deduct all the marks. I will give like at least 1 or 1.5 or something.
Yeah, you never give 0 unless they have nothing.
Okay, so that's another thing. Never give 0 marks.
Yeah.
So like never give
Because if you give 0, they come back to you and ask you
Yeah.
why you gave me 0,
unless
and you have to again explain,
the
and
student.
they again saying,
Have
oh, we have
nothing
this
to
thing,
show.
we have that thing.
So at least give them like 1.5 something. That's some like psychological effect. So for that UML diagram, I would give like 1 out of 6, okay, or 1.5, whatever you want, but not more than half. Because so they have to create diagram with the correct notation, and so diagram something like this. I give like more example already, right? So
Yeah, you want all the multiplicity and all the
all the multiplicity and all the
Yeah,
notation like
notations, yeah,
association and aggregation,
fair enough.
composition. So I already gave the announcement, so later on student cannot blame me, right?
Right.
Because I gave the clear announcement about this. So what else? Do not report any plagiarism case to lecturer unless the code are 98 to 99% similar
You mean between?
between two students.
But that we'd only catch them if they were both of the students were an hour long. I mean, if
Yeah.
one of the students in line
Ex-
one
Yeah.
was,
They would like to find some case like that.
That's fine because like you will mark your class, right? And it's a high chance that two students in the same class will plagiarize each other,
Okay.
right? But previously, like in the previous semester, I also reported the plagiarism case, but the similarity like 80%, 85%. Then the lecturer decided that we should not give up those cases. So only like unless you see the code like 100% or 98, 99% similarity, then you tell me.
Okay.
Otherwise, do not tell me. Right? Just leave it. So never give 0 unless the student have nothing to show.
Yeah.
Okay. Homie, do you want to add anything else about this?
No, I think that's fine. And about the plagiarism, I think don't really look too much because I know what they're doing this semester. I've heard some of them, they like each of them they put $10 and then they find someone
I know.
to write the code for them.
I
And
know.
actually, when they receive the code, all of them they change enough, so
Yeah.
we can't say even 95.
But that's okay because we don't have the resource to go into.
No. And we don't have to be honest.
Yeah, we don't have to.
Because it's just a mark for assignment. Most of these students they can't pass the final exam when they do this. And the other thing is, well, even if they can pass, they can't get any job.
Right. So don't worry about that. Right. And you have any questions?
Yeah, the thing on the assignment spec about the .class file. What do you want us to do with this .class file?
Dot class file, right? Another thing I told them already, right? Important, which is in here. After you submit, you should make sure that you download your submission and check that you have submitted the correct file, especially the .java files and the diagram. Right. So if they submit the .class file,
0.
0, 0. Yeah, you have the basis to give 0.
Okay. So
Basically, you have nothing.
if I download an assignment and it's .class file, I'll just send you an email, or how do I mark 0? Do I put 0 in everything in the rubric and then just submit?
Yeah, you just like you have incorrect submission.
Yeah.
And you just put it in like let me show you.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
The best is title to put in the last comment, in the final comment at the end.
Yeah.
And ask them to talk to you or to the lecturer. Actually, refer them to Vu to make his own decision because maybe Vu will accept accept them to do another submission. But it's better to just ask them to talk to the lecturer or something like that.
Because from my experience from another course, programming technique, like when a student made mistake about his submission, and later he asked the lecturer, he asked Rodney, then Rodney still gave 0. Yeah, still gave 0 for that. So you don't have to tell the student to ask me because I already remind them 2 times already.
Yeah.
All right.
So if they submit the .class, just give 0. So if they ask me, I still give 0.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you
because
sure?
I'm sure. Just like
Okay.
right? But otherwise some student might do like this,
No,
right?
it's insane. It's like it's bolded, it's underlined, it's on the assignment spec. It's very clear, and yet people will still do it wrong. And I just think
Oh,
like,
yeah,
just think at that
definitely, and they
point-
do, and you can find a lot of cases.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I just think like you know, whatever you're assessing here, your ability to follow a simple instruction is one of them. So yeah, no, if it says very clearly you get 0, I don't have any problem giving them 0. I know that there's like, what do you do if they go and complain to the I don't know, like academic registrar about it?
No, there's no
No,
basis.
no,
to
no,
complain
there is
about.
no,
Yeah.
they can't do anything.
That's
The only
what I
thing
was
they
curious.
can do is they go for the student right and they come up with some sort of sickness that, for example, at the time they were not
Yeah,
clear or clear of mind, I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
night of
so in
submission.
that case, we can change the marks. But if they don't have a good
Yeah.
reason, then we just give 0.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay,
No problem.
no problem. All right, and what else can we do? Hey, how about the time? In semester 1, how many minutes you spend for assignment 1?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, like because
Well, actually, it depends how accurate you want to mark. But usually, I'm putting a little bit too much mark. So the
maximum.
normal, I think it's 15 to 20, but it can get more than that.
But like in this course, we have 1 hour for each student,
Fair enough.
and that 20 minutes for assignment 1, 20 minutes for assignment 2, and 20 minutes for exam.
So
But
Let's-
we also have the mid-semester test.
yep.
So I'm thinking about what is the fair way to do. Like,
Well, usually it's better. Well, what I do is I'm marking one assignment at first myself to see how long does it take, and then make decision. So you can do that too.
okay.
And others, if you're slow, you need to practice. At first, maybe you are a little bit slow, but in the middle, then you get quicker.
Okay.
So 20 minutes.
20. If you do 20 minutes for assignment 1, then assignment 2 will be 20 minutes. Okay. Because maximum for one assignment is 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
20 minutes.
All right.
Okay, so let's begin marking one submission and see. So after you have downloaded the submission, you just import the submission into Eclipse and do the marking from Eclipse. If you can run from the source code, that's good.
Okay.
But if you cannot run from the source code, then just import into Eclipse and run it.
Okay. I can.
So for me, I always import from Eclipse, and
I'm not going to do that.
so you just mark from command line.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, I do this, and then I open, and then I click
It takes a
on
lot of time for me if I want to do that. Then
this. Oh, on my Mac, I can automate the process, so
Yeah, 'cause,
I can write a script to automatically import for me. I don't have to do anything.
so, I mean, because there's nothing that complicated about this. I can download the directory, compile the source, and then just run the main class and then see if it works in the command line, right? The reason I ask is I don't have Eclipse installed on my laptop.
So whatever way, as long as you can do the marking, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you can compile.
well, did you
right?
tell them to be sure that it's runnable through the command line, or
No, but
I mean in the assignment?
I mean, in the command line, yes, but in the lecture, I did not demonstrate
But
how to run it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a problem then.
That's a problem.
Because
So
because Tyro,
I
I'm doing the same, but sometimes you can see the packaging is not right,
Yeah. Well,
and
tell you what, if
then
I
you have to make it right in order to be able to run it.
if I'm ambiguous about it, like I don't expect to have any problems. But if I did have any problems, I can go to one of the lab computers, download the sample, and see if it runs on the lab computer. And if it turns out the problem is on my host machine, then I will find a solution to that.
The best is just delete all the packages at the top of the class, and then you can run it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because in the marking rubric, I did not deduct marks for not be able to run in command line.
Yeah, but I would be very careful about reaching the conclusion that it can't run or doesn't compile, like before I deduct marks for that, or before I do anything like that. As opposed to it being on my machine.
So I will not deduct marks for not be able to run on the command line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you cannot run on command line, then just import to Eclipse and
Yeah. Okay.
whatever way you do that, you can run the program.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about the design of the program first. And so let me log into my LucidChat and I will show you my expectation about the design of the program. I don't know, recently LucidChat is very slow and I cannot, okay, now I can see. So in my email I show you two design of the program, right? The first one is the normal one, which is using inheritance and polymorphism like this. Where's my diagram? Just something like this. No, not this one. This one. So, oops. Yeah. So just they don't even have to have a property. I think they can have only the rental property as an abstract class, and then the apartment and premium suite inherit from the abstract class like this, and they have the rental company like this. So this is the normal way that they usually do, right? So rental company will have a collection of rental records. So this is aggregation
So
relationship.
some of the stuff, for example, you have a method there called update record when rent finished that takes in a return date, a rental fee, and a late fee.
Mm-hmm.
Now, almost all the students I saw didn't have that. They had they had setters for everything, and they had a set return date, set rental fee, set late fee, and then inside of apartment and premium suite, they had the same block of code, and inside it they had the setters for each one.
So that's not good because they have code repetition.
Yes. So now, do you deduct marks for them having 3 setters instead of one method? Is that a kind of thing you can deduct marks for?
You can deduct marks in the part about coupling and cohesion.
Right. So
Right.
you've got 3 methods where one would have done that.
Mhm.
That's slow coupling, and then in terms of like that they have the same block of code inside of apartment and premium suite, and they haven't graduated up to the parent class. That's lack of polymorphism. As
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So we deduct marks for that as well.
Deduct mark for that.
Okay.
So whenever you think there's a repetitive block of codes in their design, it means that's something they can apply inheritance or polymorphism.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So if they're doing that, if they're copying the code in 2 different places, we can deduct marks for that. If they're doing the thing where they're making the variables public and then they're chaining the methods together,
No, that's not good because that's
we deduct marks as well
lack
for that.
of encapsulation.
Yeah.
So you can deduct marks in the coupling, the encapsulation here.
So I'm just wanting to know
Right.
how
So-
strict you want us to be on that, because a lot of the students had been very terrible in this regard. In this one particular regard, they had almost nothing correct.
In that case, then you will deduct marks in here. Okay, code duplication and polymorphic code. So you just show them the block of code that you mentioned,
Yeah.
You know, maybe in the file, which line in the file that you think there is a repetition, and you can deduct like 8 out of 12,
Okay.
or even 10 out of 12
Mm-hmm.
for that case.
Yeah. So obviously, give them at least one if they're writing, extends in the class.
Yeah. So if they have like inheritance, then give them something.
How low would you say 8? So like for a really bad assignment, but at
Really
least
bad?
they're doing extends and that, we'd give them 4 marks.
4, like 4 out of 12.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, 4 out of 12. So if it's really bad, like give like deduct 80%
Okay.
of that category.
Deduct 80%. Yeah, I can do that.
And so that's why, like in these categories, I have separate, like give a lot of marks for this, like 12 marks for OOP
Okay.
and 12 marks for encapsulation. If they have to use a private instant variable, and use a method code,
Okay. Yeah.
right? And coupling and cohesion. So
In terms of those 3 separate categories, what are the things that you want us to be deducting marks for in object-oriented design? Because I mean,
So if they have inheritance, then it's okay. Method overriding abstract classes. So there must be one abstract class
Okay.
and the rental property. But
okay. So if
and if they make the class abstract, then the constructor must be the protected constructor. Cannot be a public constructor, right?
right.
Right. So if they have public constructor, then you can deduct marks for that. If they have public constructor for the abstract class,
Mm-hmm.
then you can deduct.
Okay.
Okay.
And they
And this would be the right place to deduct marks for just all public variables,
no
or would you?
in the encapsulation.
Encapsulation. Okay. All right.
So here I have like fields are appropriately encapsulated. Okay, so if they don't have
Right.
encapsulation, then you deduct marks here. And if it is a really bad, in encapsulation, then you deduct like half or more than half.
Okay. All right.
Okay, polymorphism. If they have some unnecessary variable, then you deduct marks.
Okay.
So how do you know whether there is an unnecessary variable? So you go to Eclipse, for example, and you can see the warning.
Yeah.
There's
Right, there's a warning tab in here. So in this case, we have 73 warning, or maybe not from this project, but from my project or something.
Yeah, it's gonna have that yellow squiggle.
Yeah, because like if a class has a warning, then you can see some yellow things here, and from the yellow thing, then you can see what kind of warning, and you can deduct marks based on this.
Okay.
The other student will have a lot of warnings, so if you can see some yellow things here, just click on the warning on the problem, and you can see for yourself. This is not from this class. Homie, are you still with us? Homie?
I'm here.
Okay.
I just mute my microphone to not annoying you. Yeah.
Okay, so you understand the thing that we have discussed? Like, have you followed?
Yeah. Yep. About the deduction.
So in their design, they will have to have at least one abstract class,
Yeah.
and the constructor here will have to be the protected constructor.
How about the interface? Do they have to have interface?
Interface.
Most of them
Most of them don't
don't have.
have interfaces.
Yeah.
So if they don't have interface, then because we don't have a clear reason why they should use interface.
Yeah.
So I will not deduct marks if they have
Okay.
no interface. So let me
I
Put
see
in this.
differences in week 6.
week 6, right? No, in design in week 4.
Okay.
So do not deduct mark if there is no interface. Do not deduct mark if there is no interface. Okay. Now back to the design stuff. So this is usually this is how the student do. So they must have an aggregation relationship. Okay, because each rental property will have a collection of rental record. So there must be an aggregation relationship. Otherwise, you can deduct marks in the OOP sections. So at least one aggregation, and 2 inheritance. one inheritance, two inheritance, and some aggregation in here, and because in the flexi rent will have a collection of apartment and premium suite, so there must be an aggregation relationship in here, right? Otherwise, you can deduct mark in the OOP section
Okay.
about missing the aggregation. Okay, so if they don't have aggregation, you can deduct in the object-oriented design. And if they have mistake in the diagram, then you deduct marks in the UML diagram part. Okay. So you can deduct at least like half, right? Do not deduct like one mark, more than one, because the mark here is very fine-grained. So just deduct 50%, like 3 out of 6, or
Okay.
because one is so little, right? So this is out of 100, but actually it's just like how many percent? 15%. So we can deduct a little bit more. Right. So if the student can do like this, it is very good, right? But I don't think many students can do like this. Do that. So only this one. All right. So okay, and Homie, what do you think? Hello?
I think we don't have to push them to follow one exact design.
Yeah.
As long as the design is object oriented and they're following all the rules,
Yeah.
and it makes sense to you, then they can get the mark. But if they have some error in the design, that's different. I mean, it's a market judgment based on the experience and the knowledge. But again, if you have the benefit of the doubt, don't deduct the mark. But
if they have a design like this, then you should deduct marks for not having a clear diagram. So you can say the diagram is not clear, and you should use a software to create diagram rather than just
yes,
take a
these
photo.
kind of things are not acceptable whatsoever.
Is,
Yeah.
it, is this from a student?
Yes, it's from a student. Like the submission I have downloaded.
Really?
Yes. You think that's from me? If not from student, is it from me or?
He didn't even have the common sense to scan it.
They put it on the counter of the kitchen and then take photo.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So what can I do? Like in this case, I only give like 1 mark. You know, 1 out of how many? 1 out of 6.
I would give 0.
Yeah, you can give 0.
I
That's
would give 0 and challenge them to like try and take it up with like some sort of academic register or something.
yeah. So this is very bad, right?
Okay.
Right.
Hi.
So this student submit the source, and
Yeah, well, again, my suggestion is to even this one, don't give 0 title, because they can say we sent something.
Yeah, okay. Give him 1. Alright.
Title, how many years you're teaching?
1.
1, okay. Well, I'm doing this for 5 or 6 years, maybe more, and I started to be really by the book and like this, and I got every semester lots of my time wasted because of these things, always catching lots of students. And the problem is, at the end of the day, they're coming back with the student right, and those people in the union, and they will get the mark, and we have to stay back. So
Yeah, I get
so
it.
give 1 mark, not rather than 0. Okay.
But
I
it
just
does
tell you
still
guys
offend
one
you.
example.
It does
of
still.
2 semesters ago. I had a case that one of the students in programming project that they have contribution percentage, and they have to sign a form for the contribution percentages. One of the students forged other people's students' signature and changed his contribution
Wow, this is really bad.
and sent that form to me. And it was so obvious, because the moment I saw the email and I found, well, that's forged, it was very obvious, because I had another form that others sent to me, and I sent back the email to him, and again I asked him, is that confirmed with others? He never replied me, So I reported him to the school. You know, this is fraud.
Mm.
Yeah.
This is something criminal, basically.
All right.
What do you think happened at the end?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty pessimistic about what happened at the end.
Yeah, we go with the head of the school. Head of the school said we have to suspend him. Then they came with people from the student rights, some sort of lawyers, and in the meetings, after 2-3 meetings, in the hearing, he brought lots of documents that he's sick and he didn't know what he's doing, and well, because he accepted that it's his thing, he forged. He accepted that because he couldn't say no, I didn't.
Mm.
And at the end of the day, they gave him another option to submit it again, but through OUA online,
Right. So
because it was his last subject, and nothing happened.
I see. So the point is like give some mark at least like
Yeah.
1 rather than 0. 0 means they don't do anything, but if they do something, give them 1 mark.
Because if you give them 1, basically you get that opportunity from them to go for complaint or something.
Mm.
But if you give 0, then you are the one who have to answer.
Then
Yeah.
that apply into the exam as well.
Okay.
So in exam, like if they do done something and that thing is completely wrong,
Mm-hmm.
like you can give like half marks, 1 mark. But if they don't do anything, then give 0. Right, that's the case. All right, and let's begin as one specific. So we start from the startup, maybe. Yeah, this one. So in here in the startup, so when you run it, run as Java application. So they have a menu, right? And then you can enter something, and they should be able to process all the incorrect input, right? So this is good. So they have some input validation, and we can add property, right? Add, enter the rental property street number. If I enter something like this, what happens? That's good. So 12, only 1 rental, 1 apartment is enough. Like street name, John, whatever, suburb, Melbourne, like this. A or S, so that they have a separate distinction for apartment and premium suite, which is good. What if I enter something else? Then I have to enter again a number, bedroom 3, 2, rental property status, A for available. Right, and then we can display again. So number 6. Whoa, show all rental record. Is that's it? So this is only okay. So that's fine. No problem. So it means you can add the property.
Mm-hmm.
So here, add an apartment is successful. Give 3 marks, and add the premium suite. You can, when you do the testing, you only add 1 apartment
Mm-hmm.
and 1 premium suite,
Okay.
and then you can rent and return that
Yeah.
apartment, and then you can rent and return again late. You know, rent and return late, and see whether there is a late deduction. And you can rent on Thursday or rent on during the weekend to see whether you can rent like 2-3 days or not. Because so that's why everyone can add an apartment. So I only give 3 marks for this. So because I think everyone can do add apartment and add premium suite, so I only give 3 marks. But the rent I give 3 marks because anyone can do the renting. So I describe the condition here. You can have a quick look. So I only check these conditions. And for return, I think when return I give more marks because when they return they have to calculate the late fee and the return fee.
Hello?
Hi, homie, can you hear me? Hello, homie. Can you hear me, homie? Maybe I just end the call with him and then call again. Hey, homie. Hello? Homie, can you hear me? I cannot hear you. Oh. Oops.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, how about you?
All right, I'm good. I can hear you well, so let me share screen again.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, you can see the screen?
I don't know what happened, but you just suddenly gone.
Right. Can you see the screen now?
Are you there?
I'm here. Can you see the screen? Can you hear me? I don't know what happened. Wow, too bad. The connection at school is very fast. Maybe, I don't know what happened. Homie. Okay. What can I do? Maybe end the call and then call again. I think we should use WhatsApp rather than the Skype, you know. Does he have an iPhone?
Okay, right.
Maybe use you have iPhone. We can use what on iPhone? Not WhatsApp, but what is it? The FaceTime. We can use FaceTime. FaceTime is better. Or WhatsApp. In WhatsApp, can we share screen?
Hello?
Yes, I'm here. Can
Yes.
You hear me?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. My internet just, it's like for some seconds gone.
You know, next time we can use FaceTime or WhatsApp, not Skype. I think Skype is slow.
It's about the software.
Software. Right, there's a like poor network connection in here. So, okay, I will turn on the
Hello?
share screen one more time, and if it doesn't work,
I
then
think
we.
now it's about the software.
Okay, I'm turning on the share screen now. Okay. Can you hear me? And can you see the screen? Maybe I'm not gonna share the screen. Okay. When I share the screen, it's gone. So. I will talk to you only. Share screen. Okay, homie, can you hear me?
I'm trying to connect you through Google Hangout, if it's that okay.
All right, so we will not share screen. Let's just talk.
Okay.
All right. Now let's go back to this and for return apartment, then they have to calculate the total fee and late fee. So that's why I give more marks for return apartments. So when you check the fee, the rent fee and the return, the late fee, do not be too strict. As long as they calculate a number, then that's fine.
Okay.
Right? We don't have to.
What about things like, you said that there has to be 2 decimal places.
2 decimal, yeah. For that's the format.
Mhm.
But for the actual value,
Yeah.
then maybe they have a misunderstanding how many days, how many rent day or something.
Yeah.
So the results may not be accurate.
Right, yeah.
So as
That's
long as
fine.
they have the reasonable number,
Mhm.
then that's fine. If they have a negative number, of course we deduct marks. But if they have a reasonable number,
Mhm.
for example, if an apartment is returned late, there is a late fee,
Yeah.
then it's okay. We give marks, right?
Okay.
So rent premium suite and return premium suite, the same thing.
Yep.
When return the premium suite, just make sure that they have the maintenance, right? They meet the maintenance requirement as in the assignment. Remember the maintenance requirements?
Yeah.
So I will not have an example here, but you just read and you find out. Okay. Property maintenance, complete maintenance. Because this one is very easy. When they do maintenance, the status of the property change from available to maintenance. And when they do complete maintenance, if it is a premium suite, then they have to specify a last maintenance date. That's all. So very simple. So that's why I give like 4 marks only. And when they display all properties, they have to follow the correct format. And not only the property, but the rental record of the property.
Okay.
Right. So
When you say correct format, does that include things all the way down to like it has to be aligned correctly?
yeah.
'Cause a lot of them don't do that.
Yeah.
They didn't do the aligning.
So they have to do the aligning. Otherwise, you don't give them full marks. It deduct.
Like that guy right there, for example.
Yeah. This is not good.
Because a lot of them didn't know,
Yeah.
like they just don't know how to use printf or anything, and so they're like hard coding these like sort of.
But in programming fundamental, they're supposed to know about printf already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they should know. Otherwise, you can deduct like 2 marks, and you say that results are not aligned correctly.
Yeah, and then I had a lot of students that didn't know, like they wouldn't print out the rental record, like the history of it. So if you just display properties, there's just no rental records whatsoever.
That's not good. They have to display the rental record because in the assignment spec, I specify that they have to show the rental record. So you can say missing rental records when display all properties, something like this.
So in terms of marks, if someone's missing, if they're not aligning,
Mhm.
you've got sorry, if you go back to the rubric there, display of properties, you've got 6 marks. So if they've got it but the format's terrible, you say deduct 2 marks, right?
Yeah.
If they're not displaying rental records, then what? We give them 2 out of 6, deduct 4 marks, or
If they are not displaying rental record, you mean?
yeah, if they're not displaying the rental record, if they're just displaying the properties but they're not displaying the rental records, like how much marks would you like us to give?
But they only display rental property, then I would deduct half, like 3 out of 6.
3 out of 6, so half of them is not. All right.
Yeah.
And then if it's just complete garbage, give them 1 or 2 marks.
Yeah. 2 marks.
2 marks.
2 marks.
Alright.
And all right, because rental record, I already specified in the assignment that they have to display rental record. But if that property has no rental record, of course, they will not display the rental record. There will be no rental record to display.
You have to display that
So
it's empty.
So after like 1 or 2 rent or something, then they can display the rental record.
Okay.
But if that property hasn't been rented yet,
Yeah.
then there will be no rental record.
Yeah, but I saw a lot of code that was really bad. Like I saw a lot of students that they'd make rental record, and then when they returned it, they made a new rental record.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of students that didn't know how to format to digits, so they were storing literally everything as strings,
Mhm.
including late fees, rental fees, everything was strings. And then when they wanted to actually calculate values, they called integer.parseInt on the string.
Okay, so in those cases, do not give the full marks for the display all properties. So
Yeah.
just deduct 2 marks, 3 marks.
Okay.
Or if it's really bad, deduct 4 marks, 5 marks.
Okay.
I didn't understand the case. Can you say it again?
You know, when they display a rental record, a property, they have to display rental record as well of
Yeah.
that property. If
Uh,
that property was rented and returned before,
yeah.
then not only when they select option 6 to display all properties,
Mhm.
then the rental record of that property will also have to be displayed in the format as shown in the assignment.
Okay.
Yeah. But if they have a bad format, you know, if the record they are not aligned, then you should not give full marks for the display of properties. You can deduct like 3 marks or 2 marks for
Fair enough.
not correct format. So the student is supposed to know how to use a printf, system out or string.format or system.out.printf to do that.
Okay.
Okay, and implementation of FlexiRange system class. Now let's talk about implementation of this FlexiRange system class. This one. So homie, is it if you cannot see the screen, do you have any trouble understand this, or should I turn on the share screen option?
Yeah, can you? I already sent you an invitation for Google Hangouts, but can you try sharing? Let's see.
Because if I turn on the sharing, then the Skype will stop or something, and then we have a problem, right? So I will turn on share screen one more time.
Okay.
See what happened.
All right.
Right, I click on share screen now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you see the screen?
So far it's fine. Yeah.
Can you see the screen now?
Yep.
All right, it's great. So I'm talking about this implementation of the FlexiRange system class.
Mm-hmm.
So my expectation in this time is that they have to have where's my here main. So in that class, only one public method. Okay. The other method will have to be private because they only call one method in the driver class.
Okay.
Right. So how about this student? FlexiRange system. This one, you know, I don't know why they have two default variable, which may not be correct.
Sorry.
You know, so you can deduct marks for this. And how about method?
I've got a public array list of rental properties.
Yeah, so you can look at this and see whether the class is well encapsulated. And I don't know where the problem here is that too many methods, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why they have like too many methods.
What is this? Everything is in here.
Yes.
Yeah. They also, look like the messed up their indentation.
So it's not like my FlexiRange class. I only have these methods, and only one public method that will be called in the driver class, the run method. So you can see from the code.
Can you click on rent property?
Rent property. This one.
No, the method rent property on the right hand side. Yeah. If it was in rent property you were in. You just
I search for the ID, and if the status is maintenance or rented, then I say
so
would not be rented.
yeah.
This guy is implemented the menu inside the rental property. That's,
No. This is me. Okay.
But you?
And
Okay. Well, I ask on the menu. It should be only in Flexi.
no,
They call the methods in Flexi.
this class I should have changed the name to FlexiRange. Okay.
Oh,
But this is the old version before I invented the FlexiRange name. You know.
sorry for that.
Yeah. So I put the menu in here. So this is from the student. and you will decide whether it is cohesive or not.
Well, so this assignment, for example, on line number 250, you can see that temp apartment.
Yeah.
Temp apartment dot property ID dot equals. Well, now if you're saying property ID equals, that's not a method.
No. You have to call get ID rather than temp apartment dot
But
property ID.
I saw a lot of that on the assignments as well.
So that's where you can deduct marks because that's ID is an attribute.
Mm.
So you should have an accessor to access the
Yeah.
attribute.
Yeah.
Right. Otherwise, anyone can set and
Yeah.
the attribute mess up the class. So
Yeah.
so that's an error that you can deduct marks for not well encapsulated.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. And this is big.
You see this, Amir?
Yeah,
This
got
one?
it.
So
Yeah.
a lot of that.
Yeah.
So they're supposed to access the property ID attribute using the accessor rather than accessing the property directly like this.
It's very stupid.
Yeah. Okay. So error handling, and you already know about that. So if you see any kind of error, just deduct like 3 marks.
3 mark assessment.
Yeah.
So that would be like when we enter in.
When you enter something wrong and the program crashed
Yeah.
or something, then you can deduct like 4 marks, and you just mention that error when you deduct marks. Okay.
Okay.
Because
And if you can crash them in so many ways, then definitely they get 0. That means there is no
Yeah.
error handling.
right. So if you enter something and it doesn't work, exception in the program stop, then give 0.
So if
I just want to add something
Yeah.
for deduction. Sometimes you put something, it's give you error, but the message is really not good. You can still deduct 1 or 2 and add the message is not proper because they should show the proper message.
Okay.
Because I saw in some assignment that, for example, for every error, they just say you fail, something like that.
Okay. So UML diagram, object-oriented design. Yes, so that's everything. And finally is the source code quality. So appropriate class name. So class name has to start with the uppercase, and method name start with the lowercase character, blah blah blah, and variable name, and they should use a constant for the price of the apartment. Adequate comment and format. So make sure they have at least some comments. If they don't have any comment, then you can deduct marks for this.
Yep.
Use of constant, yes. So all those things.
I saw a lot of code where the variable names were just terrible.
Yeah, so
the
just-
classes were all in lowercase.
So if it's really terrible, just deduct half
Yep.
for 5 marks. And if they have bad indentation,
Yeah.
so just deduct. And if you see a lot of warnings in their code, you can also deduct marks in that.
Okay.
If it is
What would it take for you to give like 2 for source code?
2?
Yeah.
2 if they don't have comments, if they don't use constant at all, and they have a lot of warnings, unused variable, then you can give 1, 2 for
Okay.
this. Right. Okay, that's basically everything about the assignment, and we have 2 weeks. So this is the first week.
Mm-hmm.
So by the end of next week, we should finish the marking.
Okay.
End of next week.
Yes, end of next week. Because
When is the due date? This tonight.
the due date is yesterday night.
So how many submission we have now?
198.
198.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean 40 students they didn't submit yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
199. So there will be late submissions.
Yeah, 39 students. Oh my god.
But like just you can go to your class and just mark all the people that you see in your class. And later on, if is there any late submission, then I will let you know.
Very nice.
Okay. I will mark my class so I can have an estimation like the performance of the student.
When should we start marking?
You can start now if you want to. But the deadline will be end of next week.
Is second
Boo,
September.
Hmm?
Second
are you
September.
going to mark your class yourself?
Yes, I have to mark my class because I need to understand the performance of the student a little bit so I can discuss in the lecture. So
Fair enough.
that's why like last time I talked about you marking my class, but
Yeah,
now I
that's
can't.
good for me.
Then you mark your class, I mark my class.
Yeah, fair enough. That's
Okay.
really good.
Okay, that's good. So, and we have 20 minutes. Let's use 20 minutes for assignment 1. So for each submission you mark, then you put like a annotation here,
Mhm.
and later on I will like count how many that you have marked.
Mhm.
And don't forget to put the demo marks in here
Okay.
as well. So Homie, you have your class here, and for me I have my class here, and Thai 1, Thai 2, so you can see your class from here. And that's all. Okay, next is about JavaFX. So we only have one slide left, which is this one. So like assignment 2 will be more difficult than assignment 1. So instead of having consultation in week 10,
Okay.
we should have a consultation in week 9 rather than week 10. Because some students will ask a lot of questions, I think, especially about the graphical interface.
Mhm.
So Thai, I will finish assignment 2 in a few days, and I can send you the code and the spec. And of course, I will also send Homie as well. So you guys can give me feedback about assignment 2 before I publish assignment 2 by the end of this week.
Okay. I had a question about the consultation.
Yeah.
Are we paid for the consultations?
No, you already paid. Include in your tutorial,
Right.
right?
I just
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure.
Yeah. You want me to show you those things again?
Yeah, although I mean,
Okay. Let me show you.
No, basically they changed the contract from last semester, not this semester, and they now saying you paid for 3 hours and 1 hour is for per class. Basically, per class. If you have 2 classes, they can ask you for 1 hour consultation for each class.
So that's like I took the photo from the meeting that we had at the beginning of this semester. Remember the meeting?
okay. So because like for example, I get students that ask me questions like, can they email me
No.
outside of class? And I tell
No.
them Yeah.
So they should not email you outside the class. Only
Yeah.
in your consultation and in
Right.
the tutorial.
Well, so I tell them to come to my consultation.
Yeah. So that's why I asked for the consultation, because you get paid including in your tutorial.
Mhm.
All right. So in week 9, send me your time 1 hour,
For each week.
1 hour for each week, starting from week 9.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
I think do you mean like when we're gonna do it? Because I think I've already sent you my date.
Yeah, you can send me, but that's week 10. Week 9 you did not put.
Okay. I will.
Because previously I thought week 10 is good, would be good, but we should start from week 9 and then week 10.
So you want
1 hour each week, starting from week 9
to week 12.
To week
to week 12.
12. Okay.
To week 12. So you just book the room, because sometimes we have difficulty booking this room. So you mean the room in level 12? We have to have a access card to go to that room, or?
We don't.
Yeah, I know.
What is it,
I went and
automatic?
asked about that because I booked that room, and then I went and asked, and they told me that you just have to ask them for access, and that's it. So you just go in and tell them that you've been told that you can have consultations in level 12. You'd like
Yeah.
access to level 12. You send off an email. You get access. It's pretty straightforward.
Homie, how about consultation in week 9? Are you
I'm okay.
okay? 1 hour is good enough. We don't need to have like 2 hours. 1 hour.
Well, I can't do 2 hours
Yes.
basic.
Yes, that even better. But if you cannot make it, then 1 hour is good enough for
Yeah.
each of the tutor.
That's okay.
Okay. Now about JavaFX, you said that JavaFX was not installed in our labs, but in fact it is already installed, because if you read this, JavaFX is bundled with the JDK 8. Okay, JavaFX bundled with JDK 8. So if you go to the school terminal, right? If the JDK 8 already installed there, then it means the student can work with JavaFX.
Yeah, but they have to have the bundle also in Eclipse plugin.
Yeah, I know. Like when you open Eclipse, right?
Yeah.
First, you open program file.
Yeah.
Right. Let me give you one example from my desktop. So let me open my desktop and I will show you this that you can check in the lab. Actually, when you open Eclipse in on my desktop, just make sure that you change the reference library, like this one. You know, this is JRE, this is Java 10, right? So make sure this point to the installation, the JDK 8, and it will work. Hi.
Yeah.
Make sure that this one point to the installation, the JDK 8, and it will work.
Okay.
So let me show you. So from here, let's say I'm in a school machine like this, and then I open Windows Explorer. Maybe open where? Okay.
I think if you just start typing Eclipse.
No. Window. Like I want Explorer. Okay, and the first thing you can check is you can go to the program files. Where's the program file? So it's the C drive program file desktop. This PC.
These are network computers.
No, but there's a C drive somewhere in here.
I don't think so.
No, yeah, this is network, so that's the problem. I just want to open the C drive, but if there's no C drive, then it's okay. Yes, there's no C drive. What if I type like C?
No, there is no C drive because it's a client. You're just right now a client. It's a client server computer.
Yeah.
Type.
So my point is, when you go to Windows Explorer and you go to Program 5 Java, you can see the JDK 8 in there.
Okay.
The second step is to ask the student to change this, to change the JIE. So right click, build path, just click on configure build path, and click on libraries, and then click on add library. And then you go to the C drive, the JDK 8, and then just click next and use that library instead of the existing library in Eclipse. And the student can do JavaFX on Eclipse in the school. So that's how it works for me.
I have a question. Can they use Scene Builder?
Scene Builder, no, because we will not teach Scene Builder in this course. So when they create interface, they will have to do the coding. So they have to actually code the interface.
So it's which library is it they're adding? The JRE system library?
And you click on this.
Yeah.
And then you find the alternate JRE, and then you find the install JRE. You know, so you can.
Okay. Did you do that in the lab, and did
Yes.
you try lab computer?
I did it myself in the lab.
Which lab?
All the window lab in our school, I checked already.
Are you talking about the building 56?
Yes, including building 56, I already checked.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so you see the JRE here, just you can search for the JRE. So in here,
And then if we do that,
and you can do that in Windows, then you go to program file, Java, and then just find the JDK8 folder.
okay.
Right, so you can do this. On Windows, on Mac, I cannot show you. But on Windows, then you should be able to do this. When you go to program file, you can see the Java installation, right?
Yeah. No, I'm this thing.
But it is Windows.
No, this is optional.
Oh, okay. But on your machine, you can find it, right? So there, if the student asks you about Scene Builder, tell them that we will not use Scene Builder in our course.
What is Scene Builder?
Scene Builder allows you to drag and drop all the buttons and stuff. And
SIN? Scene Builder?
the
Scene, like
scene,
a
like this.
scenery.
Java FX scenes builder.
Scene builder. Right. Okay.
Scenes builder.
Scene builder is basically different way of using FX, and it's part of the Oracle standard. So,
Yeah.
and it's actually coding. I don't know why Wu said it's not coding.
No,
But
because
it's-
scene builder, then you have to drag and drop the.
Yeah,
the-
but then they have to write down a lot of XML. It's not like that. I mean, it's a different way. It's a different way of coding in Java FX.
And so they drag and drop the buttons, and the XML will be generated,
Yeah.
and then they have to do the coding. But scene builder is not is not part of the course, right? Or what do you think? Because from what I know, we don't have to show them scene builder and.
No, we didn't, but we always allowed them to use that. But it's not a bad idea to not let them, because for consistency.
So previously you let them use scene builder, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you also know how to use scene builder?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, then we allow the use of scene builder.
I've never used it. I don't know what it is.
For me, I have never used it, but I understand the principle of using scene builder.
Okay.
Right, but because the graphical interface in our course will be simple.
Okay.
So we can actually do the coding to add the buttons, build the menu and the dialog box and whatever thing very quickly without using scene builder.
Yeah.
But if the
Yeah,
student
yeah,
want to do,
Well, usually we teach without scene builder,
Mhm.
but if they want to use it, we're not stopping them.
Okay, so
But
in this
it's up
case,
to you.
okay, so in that case, we will allow scene builder.
Okay.
So allow student to use scene builder. Right. And Java FX. All right, everyone. So that's it for the meeting. So make sure all the important points I have summarized in the slides. Yeah. So just follow this slide, so you all have access to the slides. So you can just have a look at this, and especially the part about benefits of the doubts. Okay. So I want to make it clear as well. So in case you don't know whether to deduct marks or not, do not deduct marks.
Okay.
That's it. Okay.
Did you send this share link to our email?
This one?
Because
Which link? So now there are two links, and whatever link you want, you can quickly take a photo or type now. Okay, homie, do you have any other questions?
No, I'm good.
All right, so we start the marking and the deadline. Let me. Have you taken a photo of this? Okay, marking deadline. Let me put it in here. So marking deadline. Today is what day? Leave calendar. So end of next week, maybe Sunday night, the 9th of September. Okay.
Gotta be
So-
done by then?
Yeah,
Yep.
as soon as you can. But the deadline is like Sunday, 9th September.
I have time this week, so I expect I'll be done this week.
Right.
I don't have time this week.
The earlier you do, the earlier you get the money, because if you finish early, then you can
That's definitely good motivation.
yeah. Motivation Sunday, 9th of September.
That's September.
Right.
So we get paid 20 minutes per assignment.
Yes.
Wu, you have a typo.
Okay.
What is the rate that we're getting paid?
20 minutes per one assignment.
Yeah, no, what's the dollar value for, is it the $44 per
Yeah.
hour?
The lab rate, 44 something,
44.99.
44.99.
Well, then,
Sorry, 43.99, something like that. Yes,
Whatever.
44.99.
Yeah.
Good risk. With that too, recently they added
I know, but
only 2%.
you know what? I don't get paid that rate.
Really?
My rate is a PhD rate, 52 something.
Oh yes. Yours is
54 something.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, so 20 minutes for one submission.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Definitely fine.
all right, so that's it for today. And